Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Pisces, today we're going to focus on your past, present, as well as your future, and then we're going to look at the ultimate outcome of your current situation. So with all that being said, Pisces, let's get started. So far in the recent past, we do have the Knight of Pentacles, but for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, Pisces, so your current energy is the Eight of Cups. In the near future, we do have the Hierophant, all right? As far as your ultimate outcome is concerned, we do have the Strength card, okay? Pisces, so in the recent past, especially with the Eight of Cups being your present energy, it kind of looks like in the recent past, you kind of knew that it was time for you to get up and walk away from something that wasn't making you happy, something that wasn't, serving you in any way, shape, and or form. But I feel like even though you knew for a while that this is something that you should totally get up and walk away from, I feel like it took you a while to officially actually do it, as far as getting up and walking away from whatever this thing was that just simply wasn't making you happy and or serving you. This could be referring to a job, this could be referring to possibly a marriage, maybe even a relationship or a situationship for some. But let's look at the Knight of Pentacles. Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, so we do have the Lovers, we do have the Six of Wands, and then we also have the Page of Wands, okay? The bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Pentacles to the Eight of Wands to the Six of Cups to the Fool. This person that you knew deep down inside just simply wasn't, the one for you. It's somebody that, I do feel like you spent many years with, because I am definitely getting that for some of you out there. More of the story is that this person was a part of your life for quite some time now, but even though this person was a part of your life for quite some time now, Pisces, I just kind of feel like you knew deep down inside that this person, this dynamic between the two of you just simply wasn't serving you and or making you happy. So with that being said, Pisces, it just kind of looks like you knew for a while that this is somebody that you should really, walk away from and just simply let go of. But I feel like it was very hard for you to do that because at the end of the day, this was somebody who was a part of your life for quite some time now, to the point where you got so accustomed to having this person around. You didn't necessarily you didn't necessarily know what your life would essentially look like and or consist of without them in it. So the fear of the level of the unknown may have gone the best of you within this dynamic that you were once upon a time in with this particular person that you share, a lot of memories with, as well as a lot of history, with. You could have just feared walking away from the relationship because you didn't really know what you were going to anticipate and or expect. You didn't know if your life was going to be better off without this person in it or just better off with this person in it, despite the fact that the relationship made you feel the way that it made you feel. But with the Page of Wands to the Six of Wands to the Lovers coming out here, I do feel like somebody else essentially came along. I am definitely getting that, Pisces, and it was somebody fairly new that essentially came along. I feel like this person came along while you were still technically speaking with this individual that you've been contemplating on leaving for quite some time now. So I want to make this clear. I feel like you were contemplating on leaving this person prior to this individual even showing up in your life. I want to make that clear. I don't feel like you started contemplating whether or not you should leave this person or not the moment this person entered your life. No, I feel like this is something that you've been contemplating for quite some time now. I feel like this fairly new person brings a lot of happiness, joy, excitement to your life. I also feel like this is somebody that you feel like you resonate very well with, unlike this person that you share a whole lot of history with. So I do feel Pisces that, once you did essentially meet this person, it became even more clear to you that it's time, for you to get up and leave this dynamic that's just simply not making you happy and or serving you anymore. All right, let's look at the Eight of Cups. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I do see you deciding to leave this dynamic that just simply hasn't been making you happy and or serving you for quite some time now. I do see you deciding to leave it all behind. And as you're essentially leaving this dynamic, between you and this person that you share a lot of history with behind you, we do see you walking towards a fairly new relationship with someone that you do have a lot of emotions for, somebody that you would like to pursue a romantic relationship with. So it's as if one door is essentially closing and a whole new one is opening up for you, Pisces, in love. Okay, so let's look at the Hierophant here for the near future. Okay, so we have the Justice card to the Two of Swords, and then we also have the Seven of Wands. Ugh, okay. As far as this person that you're deciding to essentially leave behind is concerned, it kind of looks like this person is not happy with this decision of yours as far as ending things with them is concerned. This to me just kind of feels like the epitome of them essentially putting up a fight. Refusing to essentially let you go is basically what I'm getting. All right, Pisces. So even though you may be ready to essentially let this dynamic between you and this person from your past go, it looks like this past person is not ready to essentially let you go. So they're going to be putting up a fight, needless to say. They're definitely going to be putting up a fight, but it kind of looks like your mind is essentially made up as far as like freeing yourself from this dynamic between the two of you is concerned. It doesn't really matter what this person says or what this person does to try to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat. It appears to me that it's just simply not going to work out in this person's favor. I don't feel like this person's going to convince you into continuing to essentially remain with them. I'm just not getting that. Unfortunately for them, I'm just not getting that whatsoever. I mean, you are showing up as a King of Swords regardless of your gender. Male or female doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. The only reason why I feel like you're harnessing a lot of masculine energy right now is because you're being very proactive when it comes down to regaining control of your life all over again and doing what you feel as though is best for you. And you're taking action towards making that essentially happen, you know, as far as like living a life that you feel as though is best for you. So that's the only reason why you're harnessing masculine energy right now. So you could totally be a female, but it just, you know, like I said, it just means that right now when it comes down to the masculine energy you're harnessing, you're just being very proactive. That's just kind of why you're showing up as a King of Swords and a King of Cups. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But when it comes down to this King of Swords energy that you're harnessing, when a King of Swords makes up their mind about something or someone, there is no changing that. There is no changing that. Like I said, prior to this new person even showing up, you were already contemplating on leaving the dynamic any freaking ways because it wasn't serving you in any way, shape, and or form, and you knew that deep down inside. I just kind of feel like the moment this new person, you know, came along, it just kind of made things even more crystal clear to you that you got to get up and leave this entire dynamic between the two of you behind. The fact that this new person is making you feel things that this person from your past just simply doesn't make you feel is a strong indication to you that it's time for you to get up and go. And that's exactly what you did. So like I said, they could put up a fight if they want to try to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat, Pisces. I just don't think that it's going to work out in this person's favor whatsoever. Okay. Now, as far as the ultimate outcome is concerned, let's look at the Strength card. We have the Six of Cups, we got the Five of Cups, and then we also have the Moon out here. This to me kind of feels like your past person. Yeah, this to me feels like your past person's energy. I'm not saying all of this to make you feel bad or anything like that, Pisces. I'm just basically reading the energy, reading the cards, okay? When it comes on to this past person, this person truly does feel abandoned by you. I am definitely getting that. There's an energy of disbelief. It's as if they can't believe that you're really, really doing this to them. Like you're really deciding to get up and leave them. Like they just can't believe it, you know? It's just an energy of disbelief. With the Strength card coming out here, I feel like this person is trying their hardest to just be strong. I do. I feel like this person is trying their hardest to essentially be strong. But you know, as far as losing you in this dynamic that the two of you once upon a time had with one another, I mean, it is leaving them extremely heartbroken and devastated. I mean, I will say that. I just kind of feel like this person didn't really anticipate or expect all of this from you. Like, they didn't anticipate or expect for you to ever up and leave them. And the fact that you decided to up and leave them, like, they're just in complete, you know, disbelief. Another thing too is that I do feel like this person's going to end up finding out about this other individual. Okay, I do feel like they're going to end up finding out about this other individual that you're deciding to pursue a life with. So if you guys have mutual friends, for a perfect example, that mutual friend might tell them, hey, like, by the way, you know, I saw Pisces, you know, with this guy, or I saw Pisces with this girl, you know, what's going on, you know? Like, I am definitely getting that people will eventually find out. You know what I mean? Like, people will essentially find out that you've officially moved forward and moved on with your life. And I do see it getting back to this individual that you're deciding to essentially leave behind, is basically what I'm getting. So again, they could be finding out through like mutual friends that you guys may share with one another. You know, that's definitely a possibility. Or maybe like their family member might see you with another guy or another girl, and it might get back to them that way. Or your family members might even contact them and tell them all about it, that you've officially moved forward and moved on with your life, and you currently find yourself connecting with someone else. I just see this person finding out about this other individual that you're deciding to pursue and establish a life with, okay, in some way, shape, or form. And I don't feel like they're finding out through you, by the way. I feel like they're finding out through somebody else, okay, which I feel through their eyes, right, through their perspective, they're gonna feel completely blindsided by all of this, and they're gonna feel extremely betrayed, you know, by all of this. Don't get me wrong, I think that as far as them feeling hurt and disappointed is concerned, like, it's an emotion that this person would have essentially felt regardless if they heard it from you or somebody else. I just kind of feel like it's just gonna sting a little bit more hearing all of this from someone else and not from you, okay? Is basically what I'm getting. It's still gonna hurt nonetheless, but I just kind of feel like the way that they're finding out is just gonna sting a little bit more, because they're not finding out directly from you. They're finding out through somebody else, like a mutual friend that you guys have or something, or maybe like your family member, one of your family members are telling them that you moved forward and moved on with your life, and you find yourself dealing with somebody else. They're finding out about this other connection, but they're not finding out through you. They're finding out through somebody else, is basically what I'm getting. And I think that that is what's really going to cause this person to fall into the only state of like depression, unfortunately. And again, I'm not saying all of this to make you feel bad or anything like that. I'm just reading the energy. I'm just reading the energy. I'm just reading the cards. But, you know, as you're moving forward and moving on with your life and building with somebody else, you know, I feel like this person's world is essentially falling apart. You know what I mean? Because you're no longer in it. And, you know, to make matters worse, you know, they're also finding out about this other individual that you're deciding to go off and pursue and establish a life with. Somehow, some way. And one thing I will say is that they're not finding out through you. There's just no way that this person's finding out through you. They're finding out through somebody else, is basically what I'm getting. And it is going to leave them extremely hurt and devastated. But I just see this person trying their hardest to just kind of pick up the pieces. You know what I mean? It's like a domino effect that they're going through. And again, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad, but it's like, you know, the first domino that fell over was you essentially leaving them, you know? And then the next domino is them finding out through somebody else that you've officially moved forward and moved on with your life. And you find yourself building with an entirely different person that they had no freaking idea about. So that's like the other domino that, you know, fell over. It's just a domino effect, you know what I mean? If it's not one thing, it's another, you know, is basically what I'm getting. And I also feel like they're going through like a lot of things within their own personal life. So that's like another domino that's basically falling over. It's just a variety of different things happening all at once. And it's like they're trying to be strong and just, you know, yeah, it's like they're trying to be strong and not allow everything that's going on in this person's life to essentially get the best of them. But the reality of the situation is that it is getting the best of them. They have to deal with the loss of, you know, you. Then they have to deal with the fact that said person is over here telling them that you've officially moved forward and moved on with your life with some other guy or some other girl. And, you know, that's obviously, you know, hurting them and affecting them. And then whatever they have going on within their own personal life is also definitely hurting them and affecting them. It's just a variety of different things. It's like this, it's like the epitome of you rebuilding your life all over again. And their life is just completely and utterly falling apart. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you know, for them. But this person is a very, very strong individual nonetheless. I mean, this person does have strength within their energy. This is a very strong individual that we're talking about here. So even though they're going through a lot right now, and it just kind of seems like everything in their life is essentially going left, you know, I do believe that this person has the strength and the courage within themselves to essentially pull through whatever life essentially throws in their direction, you know. So I'm not really worried and concerned. I think that this person will definitely pull through when it comes down to everything that this person's currently going through. But as far as you and this new relationship is concerned, Pisces. You know, I do see things definitely getting very, very serious here between you and this person. This does appear to me as your next serious relationship. So things will definitely get serious between you and this person if it hasn't already. I do believe that this is somebody who's going to bring a lot of happiness, joy, all of that good stuff, you know, into your life. So I'm getting that this dynamic between you and this person is definitely very, very promising, as far as you and this new person is concerned. But as far as revisiting this past connection is concerned, it kind of looks like you're done for good. All right. So with that being said, Pisces, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.